Hi, I'm Ian Mean, Director of Business West in Gloucestershire. I've just been talking to Nina Skubala, who's our Head of Climate Strategy, straight after COP26, to ask her what this means to local business and what they need to do now. So, Nina, tell us what business now needs to do after COP26.
Now, having listened to what's going on in COP26, what businesses need to do is make sure that they are all on that pathway to net zero. The UK set a legally binding target to get to net zero by 2030. Our local authorities have set more ambitious targets to get there sooner than that. Now, every business needs to make sure that they can demonstrate that they are making an effort to reduce their carbon. This is going to be really important to their supply chain, their customers, whoever's going to be finance their organisation, and also to the staff that work for them as well.
Yeah. Now, there are also big opportunities here for businesses, aren't there, locally?
Yes, there are. So in COP, we heard all about the phasing out or the phasing down of fossil fuels, particularly coal. But what was talked a lot about was the opportunities that are arise in clean tech, fusion, hydrogen. And this is areas that across the West and the Southwest that we've got some real good strengths in these areas. And now that globally countries are all on that pathway to go to net zero, that market for those clean tech opportunities is just getting bigger and bigger. Just recently, we heard about decarbonise Bristol is a £9 billion opportunity. So this is a real growth area for businesses.
Now, also important that firms include their people and their suppliers.
It is. So we heard lots during COP about inclusion, the need to make sure that we've got female voices, younger voices, voices from different groups. And this is something that businesses really need to think about when they're doing COP. What is it that other parts of the organisation, how can you feed in and bring them on the journey? It also involves talking to your board, it involves talking to your customers and your supply chain. It really needs a diversity of thought and lots of creativity, because this is not an easy thing to do. So being able to draw on expertise right across your organisation is going to be really key in helping companies to go towards net zero.
Yeah. Now, we've heard a lot about this word greenwashing. What is that?
So greenwash is a term when you might present your organisation as being a bit greener or better than maybe it actually is. And it's a very easy way for companies to fall into that thing. It's very easy when you're trying to describe what you're doing. It's easy to maybe use the word you're clean or you're green. But what we're finding is people are far more knowledgeable now on what climate change means and what is actually needed to reduce climate emissions, to reduce your carbon emissions. So any claims that your business is making, it really does need to be substantiated. You need to demonstrate how your organisation or how your project is cleaner and greener. So things like measuring your carbon is going to be far more important, and being able to share that readily as well.
Now, carbon audit sounds a bit complex, but it's not really. It's quite simple, isn't it?
It can be. It depends on the organisation and the footprint, whether you're in the UK, how many divisions, and for some it's a very simple thing that you can use an online tool. For others, you might need to have lots of systems and put things in place. But really, what's really good at Business West is that we recognise that this is a challenge for many organisations, but it's one that we think that we can help with. So we're creating a carbon accountancy tool, so that we can help as many businesses to measure what their carbon is, because this is all about good practice, not best practice. So we want to make sure that as many businesses as possible are able to measure what they're doing in terms of their carbon footprint, so that they can develop plans, so that they can share that with stakeholders, so that they can acquire finance to go ahead and make reductions.